Hello, Tim from Fairplay now on the 12th of January 2022, and I've got a little tip for all of the guys watching this right now. And next time you are doing the bizzo with your girlfriend or wife, just tell her that she's had an asymptomatic orgasm. Job done. Wish I could claim that one for my own, but it was on the title of Thomas Sheridan's latest video on YouTube, and it kind of made me laugh. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the A-simp thing. I'm going to call it A-simp now, so I don't trigger algorithms and possible trouble. So the A-simp thing has been, well, one of the cornerstones, hasn't it, of the nonsense. Now, I'm no doctor or expert in this kind of thing, obviously. I'm just an ordinary guy kind of looking at this thing and calling out things that I think should be called out. And although I'm no expert, the whole A-simp thing, it just seems like BS to me, and that's my sense. It's just like a sixth sense that it's BS. Okay, it could be a thing, it's something that could happen, but if it does, it's probably the first time it's ever happened in the world, and I think it's just used as a cornerstone for the nonsense, because without the whole A-simp thing, there'd be no need for lockdowns, not for the healthy. You might just sort of say, well, you know, if you've got symptoms, you've got to stay at home, but if you're not, you can just go out and behave normally, and you don't have to wear those sort of things, those and all of the other nonsense. And it just seems like it's a cornerstone, bit of BS for tyranny. And of course, another cornerstone is the whole big V thing of, well, you know, if you don't have yours, mine won't work. Again, no expert, and that could be the case, who knows, but I'm kind of 99% sure it's not the case. That is just another lot of BS, as far as, well, my BS detector is going off big time when that kind of thing is talked about. And I guess at the end of the day, I just don't trust these people anymore. I certainly don't trust the government, and I don't trust doctors, experts in that sort of field, or whoever it may be. And I watched very recently, the night before last, the interview that everybody's talking about at the moment, the one with Joe Rogan interviewing Dr. Robert. Again, I don't want to trigger algorithms, don't know if I can sort of say the name. So his surname is pronounced in the Irish way, but I'll pronounce it kind of in a sort of Italian way. So Dr. Robert Malone, if you know what I mean. So in this interview, it's a long interview, by the way, 3 hours, but I watched it from start to finish, and I found it riveting all the way through. And, you know, the 3 hours went by very, very quick indeed. And if you're interested in watching it, I'll leave a link to my website where I've got it in the description box below. So you'll have to go into that, go onto my site, and then as soon as you get there, you get onto my website, you'll see a big red button, and click that and you'll find a kind of a version of that interview that you can watch. But in this interview, he was coming out with all kinds of truth bombs, and one of the things that he mentioned was, you know, it really hacks him off that there's going to be a lot of people who no longer trust his industry. You know, he's obviously a sort of person who makes big V's. He's actually, if you don't know, he's actually the inventor of the new technology that is in these kind of current big V's. And so you don't get anyone more pro V than this guy. And the fact that people are calling him anti-V is just ridiculous, because he's worked with the things all his life and he believes in most of them, but he just doesn't believe in this one or these ones, not 100% anyway. And he'll tell you why in the interview, and he'll say exactly why he doesn't believe in it anymore, and why he kind of doesn't recommend it for quite large amounts of the population. So fascinating interview, highly recommend it. But what he was saying is he has really hacked off that there's going to be so many people who just, after all this nonsense, and because it is nonsense, they're not going to trust doctors anymore, they're not going to trust big V's anymore, and they're not going to want big V's anymore. And he said that is really, really sort of terrible. And I've got to say, I'm going to be one of those people, I'm afraid. I'm not going to trust any of this stuff anymore. I wasn't anti-big V before this stuff started happening. In fact, in 2019, I went to the Far East for a month. And before I went there, I had no less than 9 of them. And because some of these things, you have to sort of take a couple of doses like these ones. And one of them, I had to take 3 of them. So it's 9 injections that I had. I had 4 all at the same time, 2 in the right arm, sort of 2 in the left arm. And then I went back for the rest of them kind of over a period of about 6 weeks. So you can hardly have called me anti-V, but I am now. And this whole thing has made me look into all of this stuff rather than just trusting it blindly. It's made me look into this stuff, and I've got to say, not only am I never going to have the big V anymore, but I doubt I'm going to have any of them again. And it's just, what can you trust? Can you trust these people? And the conclusion I'm coming to is, nah, I don't think you can. So I am done with V's completely. And it is down to the nonsense that these people have been peddling over these last 2 years. If you guys hadn't have done this, I would have still been pretty pro-V, generally speaking. And it's down to you that you've woken me up and kind of made me question everything and made me distrust everything. And this is exactly what Dr. Malone was kind of fearful of and sort of hacked off about. Anyway, I'll leave my little rant here for now, and I'll let you go and watch that video with Joe Rogan and Dr. Malone. And it's quite a long one, but highly, highly recommended. And he drops a lot of truth bombs, teaches you a lot of stuff about sort of V's and the lurgy and all sorts, and very, very highly recommended. And I'll leave a link to it, as I say, in the description box below. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.